Yo, it's a lion's war, and the stakes are high. Lord Shadow steps up. He's ready to fly. Questions in the air, they start to rain. Can Lord clear his lane without any strain? How many deaths will Lord give out this war? He gotta maintain. Find the best counter for a defender. Lord Shadow's skill, he's the ultimate contender. The map's laid out, it's a treacherous path, but Lord's got the skills. He's done the math, checking the nodes, planning the attack. He's moving forward, there's no turning back.
Hey everyone, Shadow here, and welcome to another Marvel Contest of Champions video. So it's season 59, and this is war number 7. And we're going up against an alliance called the Starjammers. Okay, so when I saw this name, I was like, okay, I know this name. And I looked it up. And I know them from the X-Men comics that I used to read. They're a team of space pirates, and they would sometimes encounter the X-Men. And so I probably saw them when I was reading an X-Men comic. But anyway, let's see who we got here. Okay, so they're going to ban Onslaught, Shathra, and Serpent. Okay. Let's take a look what they got on my lane. All right, so I see this is going to be kind of a staple, I guess. Red Skull and Enchantress here. This is was it the third war that I think I've seen these two here? How's that diversity going, Kabam? All right, and we've got Maestro. Oh, Jessica Jones, huh? I know who I'd like to use against her. All right, let's see. Take a look at the spreadsheet here. All right, so for Red Skull, Gladiator or Terrax? I think I'll go Gladiator. Let's see, for Enchantress, Okoye. Does the Ensnare? Hold up. Ensnare deals with the evade, right? Because Okoye, I think, could take her. Definitely, at least just one death at the most. Oh, and he's got me. Oh, wait. Maestro, America Chavez. Oh, boy. And that's on the stun. Okay. And Jessica Jones, Okoye. Okay, we could do that. I would have preferred Sheila, but we can do that. And apparently, Adam Warlock, America Chavez. All right, where's Adam? There he is. Okay, special Footloose. Yeah. Gains an evade buff. Huh. If he's not, trying to think. They get stun. They gain a stun immunity buff. Okay. The Footloose gives them an evade. Wouldn't Okoye be better for that fight? And especially if it's going to be stun immunity. Okay, I'm going to talk to him about that one. Because America Chavez, especially if I don't have to do that, if I can use Okoye for Enchantress and Jessica Jones and Gladiator for or Deathless Thanos for Red Skull, I could bring in somebody else for this Maestro. I wish my Photon wasn't on. Let me see, who else could I use against him? I mean, Chavez does work great for him, so I can do that and then just talk to him about that one. Okay. I'm trying to think if there's anybody better for Maestro. Huh. I'll have to think about that one. Because I'm, of course, thinking about the stun. I think I'd rather bring Chilith. Because if I do get hit with the stun, she can cleanse it. And he's not bleed immune, so he get tore up. And against Jessica Jones also. So Chilith could have those two. Enchantress can get taken by Okoye and possibly this Adam Warlock. I don't remember. Is he non-stacking energize? Okay. Yeah, I think he's not bleed or shock immune, right? And that footloose, you ensnare and that's it. So I could bring Okoye, America Chavez, Chilith, Okoye, and Deathless Thanos, who we already know can rock that Red Skull. So let me talk to him and we'll see what we do, all right? So let's get on to the fighting. All right, so we're going to go in with Chilith, Okoye, and Deathless Thanos. So I have full confidence in this team. Me and the planner, who's also my alliance leader, discussed my team here, and he did express some concern over my Deathless Thanos fight because I wanted to use him against this Red Skull and Future Ant-Man. Now, I've fought Red Skull and Future Ant-Man with Deathless Thanos before, so I already know he can beat him. So I'm expecting a pretty smooth run, and I'm concerned about that Enchantress because as good as Okoye is, she doesn't have a way to deal with that auto block. That auto block is a pain. All right, so here we go. First hit, heavy, and I got all these bleeds on me. And he still has armor. And I didn't see that until it was too late. And down I went. So at this point, my confidence has been shattered. Okay? And I'm sitting here trying to figure out what just happened. And I'm like, okay, maybe that was a fluke. All right? Because my heavy attack's supposed to do the armor and then the armor shatter, and I should have been able to get rid of his armors, right? So this time I go in, do some combat regen. Hopefully it'll help me with the bleed, just like I did the last time, because I knew I was going to get some damage, but I figured it would not be enough to take me out. Give me the, combat regen boost, and we should be good. And of course, I'm going to heal up, especially for this fight, because I'm going to take bleed damage. So I'm thinking, let's do this same thing as the last time. Start off the fight with a, parry if the parry works, and get a heavy in, and then go from there. Okay? So, second try here. And yep, we got the parry. And then nothing. He still has those armor ups. And I'm like, okay. So I hit him again with another heavy. He's got one armor up left. But problem is, I'm almost dead. Now he has no armors. And I'm like, hey, now we can take him. Yeah. Now we gonna get him. Okay. But now I gotta deal with the global. So at this point, I'm like, yeah, I should be able to take this guy down. But do you see the damage I'm taking? That wasn't my recoil masteries, because I turned everything off. That was the global. I do not like this meta. I could have pulled this fight out, possibly. I survived. I got rid of his armors. And I was ready to go. Yes, I didn't have too much health left, but I should have been able to finish him off. But now, I'm like, okay, we got one attack bonus left. And I'm supposed to stop after the first fight and see what people want me to do. But I just knew that I could take him down this second time. But here's something about Deathless Thanos. First time, and only once in the quest, his first fight, he gets 30 energy because I have him at Sig 200. So he's got 30 energy, which means when I do my heavy, it's going to do the armor break and the armor shatter. But this was the second fight of the quest. He doesn't start with 30 anymore. And you need those 30 to do that armor shatter. So had I done during the first one what I did the second one, I might have been able to get him down. But it came as such a big surprise to me that he wasn't going down. Now, you see how this is taking time, because I know I'm going to have to wait, and I'm talking online, and I'm like, I don't know what just happened, and we're discussing it, trying to figure out what went wrong with Deathless Thanos against him. And you can see here, we're back, and we've got the backup in. They tagged me, said he's going in to take down Red Skull, because I didn't have anybody else that'd be able to do it. Sheelith, maybe, but I wasn't playing in maybes. At this point in time, my confidence is gone, okay? I'm just like, I can't believe this is the second time that I got stuck and had to call for backup. I'm like, man, this meta is horrible. And the attacker tactic doesn't really help you all that much. All right, so there we go. Wes coming in smooth. He's coming in strong. All right, so now I got to fight this Enchantress. And I'm already worried, as I mentioned earlier, because of the auto block. So I'm like, all right. I know Okoye can handle Enchantress very well. But the auto block and the combat, was it strike combat, something like that, where you get suppression so that you are generating less and less power as you do your light and mediums, okay, and heavies. But that's not a problem for her because she does crazy amount of damage and she doesn't really depend on her specials. Okay, so here we go. All right, first one, there we go. Let's get rid of that. Okay, nope, that's not the one. I'm just like, wow, come on, what's going on? All right, Here we go. Here we go. And we got all of them down, but there's that auto block. You see it? Okay. See, and I can't, it's very difficult to try to push her to a special 2. And then, of course, she was untouchable. And now here I am in the corner again. All right, try to do that. Boom. All right. So here we go. Fire that special off, which resets the, was it combat strike thing, whatever. And we're still going. All right, there's the auto block again. And this is what I was concerned with when dealing with Enchantress on this node, that auto block. Okay, now here's something that really is annoying for me. I wasn't paying attention. Look at her power bar. I didn't know I had pushed her to a special 3. Because, as you know, she's power locked, I guess, special 1, and then the rest is like white. So I'm trying to focus on her, and I didn't notice that she was at a special 3. Now watch this here. Can somebody tell me what happened right there? After the special 3, I'm blocking. I'm like, I need to reset. I survived. I'm like, okay, her special 3 doesn't do a lot of damage. I should survive it. And then should be able to come back. No. She just pop, pop, pop. So I don't think I was blocking there, which means that after the special 3, it wasn't registering my key because I had the block held down right there. I was like, yeah, wait for this. Now, I remember there was a bug a long time ago concerning that very thing, but they fixed that a long time. It's been fixed. So I'm hoping that that's not an issue again. Was she unblockable somehow? I didn't see it. So let me know in the comments. All right, so here we go. And I'm like, all right, we're gonna try to play this a little bit more carefully and not push it to a special 3. Okay, see, I can only really get like 1 hit in, and then it's auto block. Now that auto block is a 50% chance. You already know how Kabam's math works, right? Oh, and then that special was out of desperation and she still got me. I'm like, come on. Because I saw that I was out of position and my heavy wasn't gonna reach her. And she already was gonna hit me, and so I fired the special. Look at this. Wait, there's the auto block again. Look at this. Come on. Up. Here we go. Her and her special. Now I got the, look at this. Up, man. I got the intercept. All right. There's the heavy. Now I got to try and get her to attack. And look at it. She already has a special 1. And I'm like, no, come on. Don't do it. And look, she hit me again. And I'm dealing with the power detonation of the global. She hasn't fired her special. So I'm just going in, up. And we managed to save ourselves by pushing her to a special 2. Look at this. Insanity. That auto block is a pain. And I remember mentioning that before. It really, and look at her health. And I'm just like, man, should I let him? No, I need to finish this. And I just said, you know what? I'm just going to go in with Sheila. I'm not even going to, I know I'm going to maybe have to use Okoye later, but whatever. Okay. So here we go with this. Look at her just twitching. Boom. Look at that. Look at them bleeds. And down. Huh. Tell you, Enchantress on that node is a problem, but I'm working on a champion that can counter her on that node. All right. Now, we got another fight that I'm like, well, I have a plan. My plan hadn't worked so far, so I don't know. But let's see if the plan works. So I know that he's not bleed immune. Okay? Not bleed immune. And I do want to hit him with a heavy to, you know, give me a little bit of a head start on his glancing. So here we go. Nice heavy. Now, one of the things that I argued for Sheelith on this node is that it gave me one less thing to worry about, because when she gets, look at, he just hitting me. What is going on? But anyway, that encroaching stun, she just shrugs that off. Look at it, see? Look at that, boom, boom, done. He would have normally, because you notice what time he did. He fired his special right when the encroaching stun was about to hit. And you see that she just shrugged it off. That's why I wanted her for this node. I don't have to worry about that node. The encroaching stun, I just got to deal with him. Okay? So we going in. Now, one thing that did not work out, the glancing. It's keeping her from being able to get her bleed. I didn't anticipate that. Okay? And of course, she's got that cosmic radiation ticking away at her life. And then that time, I couldn't even move. Sometimes that happens with his special one. I just can't move. And so I just stop trying to move and I just hold block. And then that. I should have known when I couldn't move before, I should have known that they were going to do something like that. All right. And so here we go with another special 2. This time we got some damage in. All right. And he's down. You notice all I was doing was blocking, letting the bleeds do their work. I already died twice. I was trying not to die again. Okay. So next up, we've got Jessica Jones. Now, Jessica Jones, even on this node, Sheelith can take her and Okoye can take her. And I believe that originally he was like, use Okoye for this. And I was like, well, Sheelith can do it. But since Deathless Thanos didn't work the way that I had planned to, and my confidence is shot, I just went ahead and revived Sheelith and said, we're just going to go with Sheelith. Sheelith will work. Let's just play it safe. You know, I was fairly certain that, you know, Sheelith would work on this, but that's fine. Okoye, let's do it. Because one of the nodes, if you get a debuff on you and you purify it, which Sheelith does do, you take damage. But I've used Sheelith against Jessica on this node. So I wasn't too worried about that until that first fight. Now I'm worried about it. Okay? Especially if you get hit with that special one. Who knows? So I'm just like, whatever. Okay. So here we go. We just playing it up. Doing our thing. Here we go with a nice little special 2. Look at all that damage. Do a nice little heavy. Get a little bit of extra damage in there. Now see right there? Physical vulnerability. Even though I blocked it. And Sheelith would most likely have taken some damage there. Not a lot, but she would have took some damage if she purified that. So, played it safe. Went with Okoye as planned. Done. Now I've got one more fight. This fight, Deathless Thanos against Future Ant-Man. Now, if you watched last season, when we had that different format. Future Ant-Man gets eaten up by Deathless Thanos. Tears him up. He puts an armor break, then he gets that armor shatter. But remember, I've already used Deathless Thanos once. He won't get the armor shatter right away. He's got to build up to 30 energy. I did not realize that before this war. I was like, wait. It's only once per quest. His first fight of the quest, that's it. So every other fight that you use him, you got to build it up, which is not terrible. Okay? But knowing that would have changed the way that I fought, you know, because I'm so busy trying to deal with my opponent. I'm not always trying to look up and read the buffs and debuffs and all of that. So I go in, I do a heavy armor shatter, and I may not notice that he still has an armor up. That's what happened against Red Skull. By the time I saw it, I had already taken a whole bunch of bleed damage, and it was tick, 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 boom, you know? So I went ahead and healed on up, and I'm ready. Ready for this, my final fight of this war. And I'm like, well, I died twice, but it's okay. We got it. All right. I'm not too worried about this fight. It's a mixed master, so I'm going to have to do, you know, medium light. Just make sure I don't double up my attack. Okay? So hat. Okay, boom. There we go. Okay, boom. And this is all we need to really do. Okay? But then I looked up and I'm like, wait a minute. Why am I taking all that damage? Where'd all that damage come from? How come my health is like that? You know, I'm like, oh! And then that caught me off guard because I'm sitting there going, where'd that damage come from? I'm confused at this point. All right, so here we go. All right, boom. Okay, we're good. Here we go. Boom. Yeah. Yep. Block. Yep. Here we go. Man, I hate that. I can't just parry him. And then, yeah, that. Okay, boom. Now here, I'm like, yeah. But you'll notice that he got that armor. And so he was glancing every chance he could glance. It's supposed to be a lower chance, but every chance he could glance. All right, see them glancing? And I'm pulverizing. Look at the glancing. I'm like, all right, let's build up to a special, look at this, man. Fight it, bam. All right, he's ticking down. Oh no, hey. I want y'all to know that I screamed at this point. Did you see my spirit bar? I saw that he was getting to the red, but he was almost down. So I did a combo into my striker. It would have hit him. Then I would have gotten another combo in and he would have been done. But instead, nothing happened. My striker did not go. Now, I'm not going to blame the game because I'm playing on the PC and my striker command, I have it tied to my mouse. So the problem is, and I don't know if this was the case, I'm just, speculating. If I used my mouse to hit the striker, but my mouse was in another window and it wasn't in that window, then that window would have taken the command for the striker, not this one. So that might be what happened. All right. But anyway, that is going to do it for my participation in this war. We'll be back and you will find out just how this war ended. And we're back, and unfortunately, we lost this war. And you know I feel bad. You know I feel bad about it. Look at this. Look how close this was. And I died. What was it? 3 times? No. I died 5 times, I think, this war. I'm not kidding. I was ready to just throw down and be like, you know what? Let me just take a break and go to an alliance, you know, forget this war stuff. I was feeling really down. But I'm a fighter. And as much as I hate this meta and this war mode, whatever. Let's just push forward. If they kick me, I'll understand. But I'm going to still try to do my best. All right. Anyway, that is going to do it, guys. Thank you all for watching. Take care. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about the video. And you all have a blessed day.
Lord's moves are slick, dexterity more heavily, he dodged quick. Class champ, Lord the master of the game, cosmic science, skill, tech, mute, I claim. Arena and chill grind, that's how he roll. No stress, no drama, just on patrol. In the fight, he's swift, his tactics be tight. Lord Shadow's in the arena, ready to ignite.